Hello, people. This is Detroit Miracle, and I'd like to welcome you to the sun. Look at this. Isn't it great? Isn't it terrific? And isn't it spectacular? I must tell y'all, people, I really do love the sun. I do so because it inspires me to think a lot. I hear many people say the sun inspires them to want to go out and have fun and do something fun and thrilling. Yeah, I'm like that too. When it's a really wonderful sunny day and the weather is warm and nice, I get influenced to go out and do the beach thing and seek out a boat. I haven't found any boats yet, but I'm still hopeful and wishful about getting one eventually. Yes, people. Hey, everybody needs reasons, just the same as everyone having a reason for whatever they do or want to do. I'm about to get back on the serious tip right now as far as profits. That will make the topic for discussion this fine sunny evening. Look at profits. Look at everything, people, that generates money. Every single thing, good and bad. Just reflect on it for a few seconds. Let it penetrate your cerebral cortex as well as processing brain centers. People, do you know how much bad stuff that happens frequently will not go away simply because it generates too much money? Folks, it's highly profitable to have bad things happening and going on in your very lives. Look at cancer. That has been a contagious, infectious, destructive disease for untold years. But nevertheless, it generates many billions upon billions of dollars annually. So do you think they are inspired to get rid of cancer? Because if they did, then that would be an end of that cash flow. Look at all the other major diseases that take in enormous amounts of money, either through government funding or charitable contributors. Do you think that influences the medical profession to do away with those diseases? And I'm not going to stand here and name 50 diseases and infectious illnesses because we all know about them by now. And we can, in fact, write a book on how much stuff is going on. Now, it's not just only infectious illnesses and ailments that generate enormous sums of money. Natural disasters that destroys people's lives, including property and possessions, generates billions of dollars a year. Look, people, I've created healing machines. I've designed them. I designed at least a couple of them. I designed resurrection machines, but nevertheless, governments are not knocking down my door to try to get in contact with me. And you know why? Because the funeral industry generates tens of billions a year, maybe even trillions. The medical hospital profession, including all the hospitals, hospices, research centers, generates hundreds of billions a year, if not trillions. And in doing so, they employ countless people, which are provided jobs. So if they did away with that, like if you could heal people permanently Do you think that there would be a need for that many doctors, nurses, anesthesiologists, and so forth? No, people, it would not be at all. Let me get back. I've touched on the natural causes, natural catastrophes, which are destructive, overwhelmingly so. Now, come on, people. Don't you think that mankind has advanced to the point where they and we could create weather controlling machines with satellites placed in positions which gains control over weathery conditions? You don't think they can make stuff like that now? Folks, look what year we're in. Like now, like everybody has a handheld multi-function device that can do a trillion things, which is touch tone screen phones. Count up all the functions that's in that phone, and you'll come up with a gajillion. So you don't think that they can make weather machines if they can build cell phones in the modern era, which are TV sets, personal planners, their computers, their calculators, their MP3 player, radios, and the list goes on and on. Hey, if they stop natural catastrophes due to hazardous and damaging weather effects, then that would be the end of government funding. Well, it would be the end of government funding and associations with bad, damaging, destructive weather, because then the FEMA programs will be out of service and other government funded programs that distribute enormous amounts of money out when people's properties and possessions are destroyed or damaged. People, we know, I'm going to touch on this, and this is another serious thing. Look, I used to drink too, so I'm not talking about people that drink, because I did it too, and I did it the way I wanted to, but we know alcoholism rather is a serious disease, and it affects and damages households. But nevertheless, it's thousands of liquor stores everywhere. In fact, there might be tens of thousands. Hey, people, in the inner cities of major cities, there's practically one on every damn corner, which is a liquor store and a beer and wine store. Hell, now they even sell the stuff out of gas stations. Despite the fact that alcoholism is a serious addiction and damaging effect. I know, don't blame the liquor stores or the liquor companies. I know, because people choose to do what they do. And hey, if people choose to abuse a substance, then that's pretty much their fault and on them. I agree with that all too well. But if you recognize that people have a serious problem and they are weak to certain substances, then you do not throw it down their throats, and you do not broadcast it all over the place and make it almost like incredibly tempting, just as tempting in fact as going to Las Vegas. Then people would have it, a little bit better, or it wouldn't be like thrown in their face constantly. And such substances such as alcohol does weaken people's wills, and once you've had something that you liked, it's going to be nearly impossible to give it up. And that's the case with liquor as well as drugs. Well, alcohol is a drug, because if you look at the substance, the chemicals, you break it down, it is a drug, but we do not refer to it as a drug. Nevertheless, and anyway, what I'm trying to get across is, look at all the bad stuff with the title bad. I'm not going to focus on the profitability of things that are good and result in good at this time, because I think that's completely safe, normal, and of the natural order of things, and should be that way. I'm just focusing on like everything that's bad, everything that causes pain, regret, hurt, sorrow, and it might not entirely be of a criminal as such. Yeah, people, when you take the profit out of things, then that will inspire and influence those bad things to be done away with. But as long as there's profit in it, then that's an indicator that the demand and supply is high. So you got to cut down the demand and the supply at the same time and take out the profit of it. Well, people, thanks for hanging out with Detroit Miracle again. And please drop those likes, comments, and up those subscriptions to me. Peace out.